welcome officially. Happy Thursday. We've got another week of yoga. We have 60 minutes together as usual. And as usual, at the end of class, just a reminder, I end class basically right when I start your final relaxation pose, your Shavasana. So that allows you to just let the video turn off, let the class turn off, and stay in relaxation for as long as your night allows. Whether that's 5 breaths or 5 minutes or 15, whatever amount of time you've got, that's great. Try to stay at least 5 breaths, but longer if you have the time. So tonight our class theme is effort versus ease. We're gonna be balancing on a scale the whole time like a teeter-totter, this concept of effort and ease. So in every pose that we move into, you're gonna be balancing effort and ease. It's not all effort, it's not all hard work, but it's not all relaxation. You've got a little bit of both, and you'll start to see the ways that they complement each other within each pose, as well as in your breath and in your thoughts and in your emotions and everything that's going on in every moment. So it's kind of a lot to think about, but we'll take it really slow and build on as we go. Let's start in a standing. We're going to do a standing meditation tonight. So any comfortable standing position is great. You could even stand with your back against a wall if you want a little bit of support, if you're feeling kind of tired in the body today. Or you can just stand wherever you are in the middle of the room on your mat. Close down your eyes, either with your hands, arms down by your sides, or your hands at your heart if you prefer. Sometimes that's nice and centering. And if you feel a little bit anxious in the body today, you feel fidgety, full of energy, almost buzzing, you can shake it out a little bit before you come into stillness. Or if you feel ready to just drop right into that place of stillness, go for it. Eventually, in the next couple of moments, wherever you are, finding your way to stillness and then starting to check in with your body. We'll do a little body scan here, starting at the tips of your toes. Begin by first bringing all of your awareness into the tips of your toes. Each one of your 10 toes, sensing even the spaces in between your toes, and then the balls of your feet, the arches of your feet, your heels, really feeling your feet connecting to the earth below. Noticing how this makes you feel mentally, emotionally, just to tap into your feet on the ground. It's a nice technique to remember, a nice little tool or strategy to keep in your back pocket anytime that you're feeling anxious, anytime you're feeling really stressed and overwhelmed, or like your head's up in the clouds and you just can't calm down and ground yourself. Go connect outside to the actual ground, the actual earth, if it's warm enough, of course. Take your socks off, take your shoes off, and go set your feet on the grass, on the dirt, on the sand, wherever you are. If you're lucky enough to be near some sand, put your feet in the sand. Whatever kind of earth you've got around you, go plug your feet in. Just stand there with your eyes closed, breathing in the fresh air. And even though you're probably inside here doing this yoga class right now, you can imagine that you're outside and you call to mind some of those smells and sounds and things that you would experience outside. Sort of pretend with all of your senses like you are really outside, even here now. And you'll feel some of the same effects, even if you can't be outside right now. Feeling grounded, feeling calmer, feeling a little more stable, a little bit more rooted, not so scatterbrained, not so overwhelmed, hopefully calming the nervous system a little bit as you plug into the earth. And then you can move your attention through the tops of your feet, into your ankles, and then up into your shins and your calves, your knees, thighs, and hamstrings. Keep your attention moving up through the body, into your hips, your glutes, your lower back, your belly, your waist, your rib cage that wraps all the way around your body, 360 degrees around. Moving up through the rib cage into your chest, upper back, shoulder blades. And then down from your shoulders into your arm bones. Moving your awareness past your elbows into your forearms, your wrists, backs of the hands, palms of the hands, all 10 of your fingers. Sensing each knuckle in your fingers, the pads of your fingers, fingernails, the spaces in between your fingers, noticing how much sensation there is to feel in your hands. There's so much to feel here. So really tapping into the hands. You could even take your palms and turn them up toward the sky, sort of like you're opening yourself up, finding a little bit of expansiveness, a readiness and a willingness to receive whatever it is that you need in this moment, right here, right now. And then moving your awareness, maybe dropping the arms, moving your awareness back up through the arms, through the shoulders, into the neck, collarbones, back of the neck, throat, sides of the neck, ears, jaw, chin. Feeling your mouth, lips and tongue, cheeks, nose. Feeling your breath move in and out through your nostrils. Sensing your eyes and eyelids, eyebrows and forehead. Sensing your temples, your entire scalp. And then your whole body, your entire body as a whole, feeling into your entire being here, your physical body right here, right now. See if you can envelop your whole body in awareness. It's feeling your entire physical existence right here where you stand. Maybe taking up a little bit more space, maybe getting a little bit bigger in your body, a little more expansive. Out to the sides, the front and the back. Get up taller. And then breathe into this space. Take your awareness to your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Breathing into all of this space that you've created. Into every inch of your body. Sort of imagine yourself like a balloon animal here. And imagine that as you breathe in through your nose, you could take that air and fill up every inch of your body. You could fill up all the way to your toes and your fingers and the top of your head. And on each exhale, instead of deflating, you just soften a little bit. So you're still taking up as much space, not deflating completely. Inhale, creating more space, filling up. Imagine that hot air balloon, not hot air balloon, balloon animal. And then on your exhale, let go of the air, just soften a little bit. Let's do that one more time. Biggest breath in of the whole day. And then exhale to soften. Okay. So before we start to move here, feeling a little more grounded, a little more present in the body, I want you to call to mind effort versus ease, our theme for today, effort versus ease. And I want you to, in the way that you are standing, find a balance of effort and ease. So you're standing nice and tall, shoulders back, head back, but still relaxed. There's some effort and some ease. Maybe your face is relaxed. Maybe your belly is relaxed, shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed. Where in the body can you soften and find ease? And as you find some ease in the body, Did you lose the effort? Did you lose the stability and the rigidity, the good rigidity in the body? There's good and bad rigidity, good and bad stability. If you're so tense all the time, so stressed that you're rigid, of course, that's not so good. If you're strong and solid and stable like a statue, unwavering, that's a good kind of stability. See if you can balance the effort and the ease, and then balance the effort and the ease as you start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to bring some small movements in. Maybe lift up onto the toes, and then lift up onto the heels and shift back and forth, side to side on your feet. Maybe alternate, picking up feet. You can keep your eyes closed and keep balancing effort and ease as you start to move the body. Let's reach the arms all the way up overhead. Take a big breath in, and then as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Centering back in. Again, inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Centering in. One more time. Inhale all the way up, lots of effort. And then exhale, lots of ease as you bring your hands to your heart center. Maybe set an intention for your practice today. Call a word or a phrase to your mind. Something you'd like to cultivate or let go of or find gratitude for. Anything that feels right. There's no wrong answer. Call your intention to mind, whatever it is, and then drop it into your heart. Imagine it sort of sitting and glowing right inside your chest. And then when you're ready, go ahead and open up your eyes, relax the arms. Let's shake the arms out a little bit. Let's shake the body out a little bit. Let's shake off whatever kind of day, whatever kind of week you had. Shake out the arms, shake up the legs, pick up each leg and shake it out. Kind of imagine you've got water all over your body. You're like a dog and you're shaking off all the water. Animals are so smart. They do this to let go of stress. Anytime they get scared or frightened or stressed in any way, they shake out their bodies and then start fresh. So let's do the same thing. We're, I think, the only animals that don't really shake in that way or have any kind of letting go mechanism in the body. So shake, shake, shake for another like 10 seconds here. Really shake vigorously. You can even jump around a little bit if you want to. Shake, 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 shake. As much as you possibly can. And you're in your house by yourself probably, so don't worry about how it looks. Just shake. And then drop back into stillness. Take a big breath. Close your eyes. Just feel the energy moving through your body. All right, let's go ahead and find the top of the mat here. Standing in mountain pose at the front side of your yoga mat, wherever you are. Feet about hip distance width apart. Toes spread nice and wide. I want you to imagine that you've got rags underneath your feet and you're going to try to scrunch those rags up underneath your arches, but then keep your toes splaying out wide, all 10 toes pressing into the mat. So there's an energetic lifting through the feet. That energy travels from the earth up through your legs. Quads turn on, glutes turn on. There's some effort going on in the body here. The belly braces as if you were going to get a punch in the stomach. But then there's some ease. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your arms are heavy. Your heart stays nice and light. Your face stays relaxed. Take a big breath in. Reach your arms all the way up overhead. As you exhale, we're going to take a twist to the left. You're going to reach your right arm in front of you, left arm behind you. So your legs stay facing forward and your arms open up to the side in a big T. We'll inhale and reach the arms back up to center. And then exhale, twist to the other side. Left arm to the front, right arm to the back this time. Inhale, both arms go up. We'll do that again. Exhale, open up to the left. Reach the right arm as far forward as it can go. Left arm as far backward as it can go. And then inhale, back up. Exhale, open to the left. To the right. Left arm forward, right arm backward as far as they can go in each direction. And then one more round. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Now, as you open the arms up and twist through the spine, I want you to square the hips toward the front. So push your left hip forward a little bit. Pull the right hip backward a little bit. And then big breath in, come back up to center. And then exhale to the other side. Left arm forward, right arm backward, square the hips. So your left hip goes back, right hip goes forward. Keep opening up through the chest and the shoulders. And then inhale back to center. As you exhale, drop the arms, shake it out. Roll the shoulders a couple of times, up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. Get your shoulder blades gliding around on your back ribs. Maybe switch directions a few times. And then finally, take your arms up into a goalpost shape and roll your shoulders a few times here. Big stretch across the chest. Should be some work for the shoulders as well, but hopefully some good stretching, good breaking up of tension going on here. And then shake it out one more time. And then turn your head from side to side, left to right, left to right. Twisting through the cervical spine as far as you can go in each direction. Keeping the rest of the body squared to the front. Good. Let's go one more time to each side. And then come back to center, give the shoulders 2 or 3 more rolls, reset, and mountain pose. Okay, so standing back in mountain pose at the front of your mat if you've moved. Take a big breath in, reach your arms up overhead. You're gonna interlace your fingers, and I think my hands are cut off on the screen here, so I'm gonna bend down. Interlace your fingers, point the index up toward the sky. Squeeze your glutes, and then as you exhale, you're gonna pick a side and lean to that side. Big side bend for the body. So I want you to push your hips in one direction and then reach in the opposite direction. Put your weight into the foot that so whatever side your hips are pushing toward, I want you to shift more of your weight into that foot. So if your hips are pushing to the right, lean into the right foot, reach to the left. Take an inhale, get a little longer in your spine, and then exhale, go a little bit deeper. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, get longer. Exhale, go deeper. 1 more, inhale. And exhale, squeeze the glutes, come back up to stand, inhale. Switch the grip of your hands so the opposite thumb is on top. And then exhale to the other side. Start slow, nice and gentle to begin. Squeeze the glutes, push your hips in the opposite direction from wherever you are reaching. So if you're reaching to the right, push your hips to the left, or vice versa. Whatever side your hips are pushing toward, put your weight into that foot. So if your hips are pushing to the left, put more of your weight into your left foot and really reach to the right. All right, let's take those final 3 breaths here. Inhale, get longer. Exhale, go a little deeper. Inhale, get longer. Exhale, a little deeper. 1 more time, squeeze the glutes. Inhale. And exhale. Good, come back to center, big breath in. As you exhale, drop the arms, shake it out. All right, let's roll the head in 5 circles one direction, and then 5 the other, nice and slow. Feel free to pause anywhere that you find a sweet spot and just hold, or keep circling. After 5 one way, you can switch, go the other way. And then come back to center, get nice and tall. Drop your left ear toward your left shoulder. Add a tiny little nod, yes. Little shake, no. Reach your right fingertips toward the floor as hard as you can. Left ear toward the left shoulder, right hand reaching down. Turn your chin down toward your left shoulder here. Maybe another nod, yes. Little shake, no. And then come back to center. Right ear is going to drop toward the right shoulder this time. Maybe add a little nod, yes. Little shake, no. Really reaching the left hand down toward the floor this time. Left fingertips reaching down. Right ear is dropping toward the right shoulder. Maybe take the chin toward the right shoulder. Maybe add a nod yes, shake no. And then come back to center. Let's roll the shoulders 2 or 3 more times here. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna just start to turn or twist through the upper body and let the arms kind of dangle, really nice and heavy. And they're just gonna kind of fly along with you through this twisting movement from left to right. You can let the arms tap into the body as lightly or as firmly as you want to, as it feels good to you. You can even close down your eyes if it doesn't feel too unstable for you. If you feel unstable, keep your head facing forward, your gaze facing right in front of you. All right, let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slow it down, come back to center. All right, let's start our sun salutations. Finding mountain pose once again. If you've left it, front of the mat, remember those rags under the feet, scrunch them up. Thighs turn on, glutes turn on, belly braced. Effort versus ease. The upper body is relaxed, arms are heavy, face is relaxed. Take a big breath in, reach your arms up with effort. As you exhale, bend your knees, sit back with your hips, plant your hands right underneath your shoulders on the mat, fingers spread wide. Step or hop your feet back into a high or a knee plank, your choice. Whether it's high plank or knee plank, on the toes or on the knees, you should have one straight line between the crown of your head and whatever point of contact is on the floor. So if it's your knees, make sure it doesn't look like a tabletop, but a knee plank, one straight line. Take a big breath in here, effort, lots of effort. As you exhale, bend your elbows lower down to the ground. As soon as you hit your belly, find some ease. Inhale, lift your chest. Lift your hands. Hands come up off the ground. Keep your chin tucked slightly toward your chest so you're not cranking your neck to look forward. As you exhale, tuck your toes. You're going to do a push-up through a high or a knee plank. Back to your first downward facing dog. Hips go up, head goes down, and we'll start to pedal at the feet here, bending one knee and then the other. Alternating between the legs. Getting a little stretch through the calves, through the ankles, maybe all the way up into the hamstrings perhaps. Give the head a little shake, no. Shake yes, always end shaking yes, yes, yes. Spread the fingers wide, push your hands into the mat as hard as you can. Make sure your knees stay nice and soft, and then your tailbone flips up toward the sky. So the spine should not look super rounded here into the upper back. Your hips are pulling backwards toward the wall behind you. Take a breath in, look between your hands, squat back with your legs. As you exhale, walk, take a big step or a little hop to a forward fold. Stand up strong, reach up high, big breath in. Exhale, let your arms drop, give them a shake. All right. Back to effort versus ease. Keep it in mind in every pose, every transition, there's some effort, some ease, back and forth. Big breath in, arms go up. Exhale, bend your knees, sit back, plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Step or hop your feet into a high or a knee plank. Take a big breath in, pushing the floor away. As you exhale, bend your elbows. Keep them by the ribs as you lower to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra, just like before. Lift the chest, lift the hands, squeeze your heels. Exhale, tuck your toes, push up through high or knee plank, back to downward facing dog. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Maybe you pedal the feet again or shake the hips from side to side. Anything that feels good. All right, on your next breath in, look between your hands, squat back with your legs. Exhale, walk, take a big step or a hop to a forward fold. Stand up, reach up, inhale. Exhale, returning to mountain. Maybe shake it out here. All right, so keeping effort versus ease in mind through your transitions this time. So not just in the poses themselves, but in the transitions you make. If it would serve you better, if you could find more ease, with the knees down in plank or pushing up through the knees back to downward dog. Do those things that work best for you, for your body. Big breath in, arms go up. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands under your shoulders, step or hop it back to high or knee plank. Where can you find a proper balance of effort and ease? So it's not too much effort, not too much ease. Big breath in. Exhale, bend your elbows lower to the ground. Inhale for another baby cobra. Lift your chest, lift your hands, push your elbows up toward the ceiling. Exhale, tuck your toes, push up through higher knee plank, back to downward facing dog. If downward facing dog is too much effort, so the scale is totally tipped over toward the effort side, maybe you drop your knees and find child's pose. Somewhere to rest and find a little bit more ease. Of course, if child's pose is all ease, no effort, then maybe downward dog or tabletop or something else would be better for you. When you're ready, let's look between the hands, squat back with the legs, walk, step, or take a hop to a forward fold. Stand up strong, reach up high, big breath in. Exhale, drop your arms, shake it out. All right, we're gonna move on to sun salutation B. Add a few more poses. Keep that effort and ease in mind the whole time. Big breath in, reach your arms up. This time as you exhale, we're gonna bend the knees and find chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Sit down nice and low. There's lots of variations of chair pose. You can be way up high. You can sit down a little lower or really low in chair pose. For this first one, I want you to challenge yourself and see if you can touch the ground with your fingertips right next to your feet. And then bring your hands back to your heart. Sit up nice and tall through your spine without changing the position of the legs. So make sure again that you can still touch the floor. And then bring your hands back to your heart. Very nice. Take another breath in, effort and ease. As you exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back to a plank. And then on that same exhale, you're gonna bend your elbows and lower to your belly. Inhale, take a baby cobra, lift your chest, lift your hands, look down. Exhale, you're gonna do a big strong push up all the way back to downward facing dog. Take your right leg up to the sky, big breath in. This is three-legged dog. As you exhale, bring your right foot through between your hands. Help it along if it needs a little assistance getting there. Drop the back heel at about 45 degrees. We're gonna rise up slowly to warrior one. Big breath in. As you exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. Step back to plank and lower to your belly. Maybe use your knees. Inhale, baby cobra, lift your chest, lift your hands, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, push up and back to downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky, inhale. Exhale, left foot between the hands. Drop the back heel at 45 degrees. Rise up slowly, warrior one, facing the front. On an exhale, bring your hands back down, step to plank, and lower to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift from the back of the heart. Exhale, tuck your toes, push up and back to downward dog. Stay here or in child's pose for 3 slow breaths in and out through the nose. Balancing effort and ease in every moment, every breath. On your next inhale, look between your hands, squat back with your legs. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to a forward fold. Stand up, reach up, big breath in. Exhale, drop your arms. Number 2 of 3. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, hands to heart for chair pose. So sitting nice and low again. This time, this variation on chair pose is going to take you onto your toes. You're going to roll onto the balls of the feet and lift the heels up off the ground. Find this little calf raise version of chair pose and find your balance. Sit nice and low, keep the spine tall, keep the heels high. Let's take 2 more breaths. On that second exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank, and lower down to your belly. Take a breath in, baby cobra, lift from the back of your chest. Exhale, tuck your toes, push up and back to downward dog. Right leg to the sky, inhale. Exhale, right foot between your hands. Same thing, warrior one, big breath in, rise up. Exhale all the way back down to plank and then to your belly. Nice and slow and controlled. Inhale, baby cobra, use your glutes. Exhale, tuck the toes, push back to downward dog. Left leg to the sky, inhale. Exhale, left foot between the hands, warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth, step back to plank, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra, keep the neck nice and long. Exhale, push back to downward dog or child's pose for 3 slow breaths. Balancing effort and ease. Next breath in, look forward, squat back. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to a forward fold. Stand up, reach up, inhale. Exhale, drop your arms, shake it out. Last one like this, big breath in, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart for chair pose. Last one. Sit nice and low, keep the spine tall. This version of chair pose is gonna be a one-legged balancing chair pose. So let's start on the right side. Bring your weight into your right foot. Lift your left foot up off the ground. You can either stay right here or try kicking this left leg straight out in front of you. Good, hold it nice and high if you've got it lifted, and then set it back down. Sit a little lower, switch sides. Shift your weight to your left foot, pick your right foot up. Maybe stay here, maybe kick that right leg straight forward, holding your balance. Keep that leg up high, and then set both feet down, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank, and all the way down to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra, squeeze the heels together. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, right foot between the hands. Warrior one, inhale, effort and ease. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank, lower to the ground. Baby cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg up, inhale. Exhale, left foot forward for warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, back to the earth. Step through plank, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. Let's all set the knees down for child's pose. 3 breaths right here. On your next breath in, rise up to tabletop. As you exhale, turn all 10 of your fingers back toward your knees for a wrist stretch. Palms stay down on the ground. Hands rotate back to face the knees. Fingers point toward the knees. You should feel a stretch along the top side of your forearms. You can stay still or shift a little bit, side to side, forward and back. Make circles, whatever feels good to you. Slowing down your breath. And then turn your hands back to the front. Flip the backs of your hands to the mat now with your fingers pointing toward each other in the center. 5 times, we're gonna curl the fingers in like you're trying to make fists, and then spread the fingers open wide. Again, curl the fingers in nice and tight, and then open the fingers up wide. Press your fingernails into the mat. 3 more times, curling in, opening up, curling in, opening up. One more time, curl in, relax your face and your jaw, and then open the fingers back up, come back to the hands. Let's find puppy pose. Walk your hands out in front of you, maybe scoot the knees back. Keep your hips up on top of your knees, hips stay up high. So not like child's pose where you sit back onto your heels. Keep the hips up on top of the knees, drop the head and chest down. You should find some shoulder stretch here. If you stay up on the fingertips and crawl the fingers forward as far as they can go, you'll get a stretch all the way into the chest. If you set the elbows down and bend the elbows, and bring the hands toward the back of the neck, you'll get more of a tricep stretch. So go wherever you feel like you need to be right here, right now, whatever feels better to you. And we'll take about 3 breaths. Balancing effort and ease. And when you're ready, gently press back up to tabletop. Take an inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone high. As you exhale, round your spine, drop your head, look back between your legs. 4 more times, same thing. Inhale, belly low, pull your chest through the biceps. Exhale, round your spine, push the floor away, puff up in between your shoulder blades. Inhale, drop your belly low, pull your chest forward. Exhale, round your spine, drop your head, look back toward your feet. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, that might be a bonus, I lost count. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. All right, let's bring the hands forward just a little bit. Bring the shoulders on top of the hands, so you're kind of in a knee plank here. Bring your hands over toward the left side of your mat. Bring your right foot up to the front. So step that right foot all the way up to the outside of your right hand. This is lizard stretch. Now your hands can either stay here inside the foot, or you can frame your foot. If you want to scoot your foot to the middle and take your hands to either side of the foot, you choose what feels better to you. 5 times, we're going to pull the hips back into half split with a straight or straight-ish front leg. Right toes pull up toward the ceiling. And then you're going to go back into your low lunge or lizard. Pull back to half split, straightening or maybe straightening-ish the front leg. And then come back to low lunge, let the hips drop forward toward the mat. 3 more times, pull back. As you pull the hips back, you should get a stretch in the back of your leg. And then as you come forward, the hips drop down, you get maybe some inner thigh, maybe some hip flexor on the left side. 2 more times, half split, pull those right toes up toward your face, drive the chest forward toward the front foot, and then lizard or low lunge. Last time, pull the hips back. We're gonna hold here for just a couple of breaths since it's the last one. You're gonna take your right toes and wave them or turn them from side to side, turning on the heel. Imagine like you're waving at someone with your foot. Keep the spine nice and long, drive the chest forward, pull the shoulders back. Okay, and then a little bit of an IT band stretch, or maybe a lot of it, a lot of IT band stretch. You're gonna take both hands to the outside of your leg. Maybe even keep walking them around to the right as far as they can go. So while you get still some stretch down the back of the leg, you should hopefully feel some on the outside of your right leg as well. Big deep breath. And then come back to center. We'll make our way back to that lizard pose where both hands should be inside the foot. Wiggle your right foot over toward the right side of the mat a little bit if it needs to. And then a couple of times you're going to roll onto the pinky edge of that right foot and then come back to the sole of the right foot. Come onto the pinky edge and then the sole. Back and forth like that, opening the knee up to the side and closing. as many times as it feels good, continuing to breathe in and out through the nose. How can you balance effort and ease a little bit more right here in this pose, this stretch? Maybe in the way that you're breathing. Maybe you need to go a little deeper or pull back a little bit, back off a little bit. How do you need, or what can you do to balance effort and ease just a little bit more? Maybe one of those spots, either on the sole of the foot or the pinky edge, is feeling better at this point, more like a sweet spot where there's more good stretch to feel. And so you stay there and you just breathe. All right, when you're ready, come back to the sole of your right foot. You're going to tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up off the ground, and you're going to pivot to the side for a wide-legged forward fold. So now your hands are going to come in between your feet to the middle of the mat, maybe underneath your face a little bit. So maybe they're a little bit forward. Legs are nice and wide. You can scoot them closer together or wider apart, whatever feels best to you. For most people, turning the toes in a little bit usually feels pretty good here. But you could turn the toes forward or even out. See what feels best in your body. And then we'll do a little bit of movement here. So first I want you just to kind of shake the tailbone, bend one knee and then the other, almost like you were going to do a side lunge. Shake your tail a little bit side to side. And then straighten the legs back out, or maybe keep the knees just a little bit soft. Take your hands over to your left foot and then your right foot. We're going to go back and forth between the two sides. Left and right, left and right, left and right. And then come back to center. Plant your right hand directly underneath your face. Put some weight into it like a side plank. Reach your left hand straight up to the sky. So you get a big twist in your spine. And then switch sides. Left hand to the mat, right hand to the sky. And then right hand to the mat, left hand to the sky. We'll keep going back and forth like this. At your own pace, maybe with your breath. You can always exhale as you plant a hand and then inhale as you reach up. Inhales are good for expansive movements where the body gets bigger and takes up more space. Exhales are usually good when you relax and when you get a little smaller or closer to the ground. Finish up your last round of twisting. And then we're going to turn toward the left foot. So you'll end up turning toward the back of your mat for that same lizard stretch. Setting the back knee down, so that's your right knee this time. Hands are going to be either inside the left foot, or you can frame the left foot, whatever you liked better for half split last time. And then when you're ready, before you go to half split, let the hips drop forward. Come into that low lunge lizard stretch really nicely where you feel some stretch on the back of your left hip, maybe inner thigh, and probably the front side of your right hip as well, especially if you really let the hips drop forward. And then we'll go to half split. Pull the hips back, straighten out the front leg, or you can keep the knee bent a little if that feels good to you. Pull the left toes up toward the sky. And then go back to low lunge or lizard, whether your hands are framing the foot or inside, doesn't matter, whatever feels good. And then come to half split, back the hips up, straighten out the leg, keep the spine long, chest forward, think chest forward all the time. Low lunge, bend the knee, hips come forward. Half split, hips go back, chest goes forward. 2 more times, low lunge or lizard. And then half split. 1 more time, low lunge or lizard. And then half split. Okay, since we're on the last one here, last half split, we're gonna hold it again for just a couple of breaths. Start by turning your left toes from left to right. Turning on the heel, left to right. Notice how your left leg is rotating internally and externally all the way up to the hip joint. So it's not just the foot moving, the entire leg is rotating all the way up to your hip. Good. And then if you want to, you can add the IT band stretch. Take both hands to the outside of the left leg. I know it can be a lot of stretch here. Stay with your breath, balancing effort and ease. Hands can keep crawling to the left as far as they want to go till you feel a good stretch down the outside of the left leg. Let's take a big deep breath here. And then come back to the front for your lizard pose. For lizard pose, again, reminder, both hands are inside the foot. Maybe wiggle the left foot to the left if you need to. You can stay on the hands. You can always drop to the elbows, one or both of them if that feels good to you. And then a couple of times we're gonna roll open to the pinky edge of that left foot and come back onto the sole. Pinky edge, sole. Pinky edge, sole, back and forth at your own pace, whatever feels good to you. And at some point, if you find a sweet spot, if it feels better either on the pinky edge or the sole of that left foot, you can just stay there and hold it. Or you can choose to keep moving back and forth the whole time. All right, when you're ready, come back to the sole of that left foot, press back up to your hands if you were on your elbows. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and we're gonna come back to that wide-legged forward fold again. So straighten out both legs, turn all 10 toes toward the long edge of your mat. Hands come to center. Now here this time, we're gonna go into a little bit bigger side lunge. So last time we just kind of shimmied the hips side to side, bending the knees a little bit. This time, you're gonna really bend deeply into your left knee, straighten out the right leg. If you can, turn the right toes up toward the ceiling. Now, if this is a little too much to come this low, you keep the hips up high, fingertips on the floor, all 10 toes on the floor. So you either got this high version of side lunge or low version. Find one that works just right for you and then switch sides. Bend into the right knee, straighten the left leg. You've either got a high side lunge, hips up way in the air, or drop down low, turn the left toes up. You choose. There's not one that's better or worse. It's just what's good for your body. We're gonna go back and forth between the two sides as fast or as slow as it feels good to you. You can let the heels come up. You can let the toes come up. You can use the hands for balance as you walk from side to side, a little bit of extra support. Or you could do it with no hands if you're feeling up for a little challenge. Whether your hips are up high in your side lunge or way down low, I want you to see if you can take the hips from left to right in a straight horizontal line across. So if the hips are down low, especially, try not to make a big rainbow arc shape as you go from side to side. Keep the hips low. It's challenging. Do it one more time to each side. And then come back to center for your wide-legged forward fold. All right, this time take your hands up behind your back. Clasp your hands, clasp your fingers, and let your hands fall overhead for a nice big shoulder stretch. Let your head go. Shake it no, shake it yes. Take a big deep breath. And then let your hands come back down to the ground. All right, put some weight in your hands. Start to heel toe the feet together. They're gonna come, the feet are gonna come a little bit wider than hip distance width apart, and you're gonna sit down into yogi squat, malasana. Bend your knees. Heels can stay on the floor or lift up if needed. Traditionally, we see this pose with the heels down, but there's nothing wrong with having the heels up if that's what you need. If this is a really tough pose for you, a nice way to modify is to just bring your back up against a wall. All of a sudden, maybe not easy, but much easier. Even if this isn't a super challenging pose for you, it can be nice to try it with your back against a wall because it doesn't feel like you're gonna roll over anymore. You don't have to work on the balance, you just get the nice big hip stretch. Okay, if you wanna stay still, you can stay still, or you can add a little twist here. Whether your back's on the wall or not, take your right elbow inside the right knee, reach your left arm up to the sky. If you're on the wall, just take the back of your left hand to the wall. And then come back to center. Left elbow to left knee, right hand up to the sky. And then keep switching sides like that. If you're off the wall, you get a little deeper twist because you can reach back behind you. If you're on the wall kind of gets in the way of you twisting as far, but it's still a really nice place to be if you are on the wall. So feel free to try it both ways if you want to. And then you'll come back to center, let the hands come down, let the hips go up into a forward fold. Rock the hips from side to side, back and forth. Feel some relief in the legs. I know Malasana, yogi squat is a lot. Kind of feel the blood flowing back into the legs here. Shake your head no, shake it yes. Bring your feet just a couple of inches closer together, not all the way together, but a little bit closer. Now you're gonna do one of two ways. You're gonna either make peace signs with your hands. So take your top two fingers up, curl the other ones in, and you're gonna hook those fingers around the insides of your toes. This is option number one. Peace sign fingers to the inside edges of your big toes. Cap off the big toes with your thumbs. This is option one. Option two, you take your hands and slide them under your toes, under the tops of your feet, so the toes come all the way up to the wrist. Option three, you do that same thing, but with your heels. You cup your hands onto your heels, and you'll have to really bend your knees to get here. Let your head go, press the belly onto the thighs, use the hands to pull the belly firmly onto the thighs. And then keeping the hands hooked onto the feet, you're gonna push the hips up. This is a really challenging forward fold pose. I know there's a lot of effort here, but I want you to see if you can still balance the effort into ease. Balance the effort into ease. We're gonna take 3 breaths here. See if you can balance effort and ease. Perfectly teetering in the middle of the scale. 50% balance, 50% ease. One more breath. And then go ahead and bend your knees, take a seat. Let's roll down onto the back here. Nice job. This is a tough practice today. Find your breath, anchor back into it. Move it in and out through your nose. Take your feet nice and wide on your mat here as you settle in onto your back. So keeping the knees bent, take the feet all the way to the edges of the mat. I'm gonna run into my wall here, so don't watch me too closely, but I want you just to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And let them go as far as they wanna go. Let the hips rock back and forth, kind of in this soothing rocking motion, back and forth, side to side, left to right. You sort of get a little massage for the back of the tailbone, back of the pelvis here. There can be some tension stored there. And the next time that you drop your knees to the right, I want you to hold there. Let the knees fall to the right side, and you get a little spinal twist. Where you are right here without adjusting anything is a great, gentle spinal twist. You could open up the arms into a goal post or a T shape, just if that feels good. And then if you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can take your left knee and put it right on top of your right knee. So that's just a little deeper twist. If you want to go a little deeper still, you can take your left knee, the top one, and bring it all the way up toward your right elbow. And probably it won't touch your right elbow, but bring it up, slide it that direction. And take one more soft breath here, and then come back to center. Place both feet on the mat again, all the way out at the edges, so your feet are super wide, and start that rocking, swaying motion, like windshield wipers, moving the knees from left to right, back and forth, finding a soothing rhythm here for the body. Within the practice, we are starting to teeter as a whole more toward ease. Of course, earlier on in the practice, there was a heavier emphasis on effort. And your goal was to keep cultivating ease, even amidst all of the effort, all the hard work. Here, as we start to find more ease in the practice, we start to slow down and relax. Where can you be putting in effort? And maybe that's not physical effort, but mental or emotional effort. So put that thought on pause for a moment. Drop your knees to the left, and then either stay right here with the knees just rotated over to the left side, gentlest version, or take your right knee, stack it right on top of your left knee. Or for the deepest version of your twist, keep sliding your right knee up toward your left shoulder. And so now coming back to that thought where we are approaching ease, the practice as a whole tends to ride the wave of effort and then come down into more ease. And that's what we want. We want the end of the practice to be slower, softer, easier, so that we can come into Shavasana and relax fully. So even though in the physical body, we're finding ease, we're finding more ease, there should still be some effort. You're not letting your mind wander off completely. You're keeping the mind very present in the body. There's some effort there. Keeping the mind very present, very alert, very attentive, noticing how you feel, both in your body and in your heart, your emotional body. Maybe there's some effort in the breath, not to speed up the breath or make the breath really big or really full, but instead, there's some effort to breathe as slowly and as quietly as you can now. Go ahead and come back to center. Stretch both legs out long, arms overhead, big full body stretch. And then come into Shavasana, your final pose. Lay your arms long by your sides. Spread out away from the body a little bit, palms facing up. Your legs are either long, separated toward the edges of your mat, or your knees are bent with your feet on the mat, knees resting on each other. If you want to turn your head a little bit from side to side, that would be a great idea. Rocking in a soothing rhythm, just like you did with your knees. Turning back and forth a little bit until you feel relaxed, calm, and ready for Shavasana. Then bring your head back to center. Close down your eyes if you haven't already. Maybe take a little swallow, relax your throat. Wiggle your jaw back and forth from side to side. If you want to, you can either just stay still and come fully into Shavasana, relaxation here, or if you want a little bit more help relaxing, a little bit more assistance into the relaxation, we're going to do just a minute of self-massage here, really briefly. Take your hands, take your thumbs, and I want you to press your thumbs up into the center of your eyebrows. So kind of right underneath the ridge of your inner eyebrows, not right in the center of the forehead, but underneath the bony ridge of your eyebrows. You're gonna give some little pressure, give a little bit of pressure there. And then take your thumbs and slide them firmly out across your eyebrows to your temples. And then give your temples a good either firm push or a little circular motion with the thumbs. And then you're going to repeat that, except you're going to take your thumbs this time right into the center of your forehead. Give some good pressure to that very central point in your forehead, and then take the thumbs and slide them firmly across your forehead all the way to your temples. And then either just give some steady pressure there or another circular motion. And then one last time, take your hands to the center of your forehead, but then up to your hairline. Your thumbs are going to push into the very center of your forehead at your hairline. And you're going to take your thumbs and firmly slide across the hairline all the way to the temples one last time. Give it some pressure at the temples or a little circular motion. And then you're going to take your thumbs down from your temples over your cheekbones, firmly sliding down to your jaw. And I'm going to switch to my middle finger and index finger now. You can take 1, 2, or 3 fingers at the jaw, right at the end of your jaw, that big muscle that gets really tense on the sides of your jaw, and you can create a circular motion there. You can, if you want to, slide all the way down the jawline to the chin. You can take your thumbs underneath the jawline. There's usually some good tenderness in there. And then last but not least, take your fingers, I would say index finger and middle finger, maybe 3 fingers on each side, right to the bony part behind your ears. And I want you to push in there. Firmly push against the bone there, and then slide down the sides of the neck to the upper trapezius. You can slide down to the collarbone, do that again from the bony part at the back of the ear down to the collarbone, and then down to the upper trapezius, hitting the back and the front. And then with the fingers coming toward the upper trapezius in the back, you can dig in with 3 fingers right above the shoulder blades. And then pull the fingers up over the tops of the shoulders. That's your upper trapezius muscle where you always want somebody to massage for you. Pull 3 or 4 fingers up over that upper trapezius muscle. Give it a good massage, 5, 6, 10 times, whatever feels good. And then when you feel like you've had enough, then relax the arms down by your sides and come fully into Shavasana, relaxation. Let your whole body get heavy, supported by the earth. Imagine every single cell in your body relaxing, finding ease. Letting everything go. This time in your practice, you can let go of all effort and come 100% into ease. Stay here for as long as you've got time for, at least 5 or 10 breaths, if not 5 or 10 minutes. Thank you so much for sharing your practice and your day with me. The light and the love in me honors the light and the love in you. Namaste.